Hello, Millwall fans. Paul Eiffel here. It's time for Chat with Chaps.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Chat with Chaps. Well, that was quite an exciting transfer window in January. To talk through the madness that we've just witnessed over the last month, I have got Angelo with me today. How you doing, Angelo?
Yeah, all good, Ben, mate. Have you recovered from the hectic transfer window?
Just about getting our breath back, aren't we, mate? But yeah, transfer window like none other, I think we're safe to say. I certainly can't remember any windows like that. So, yeah, we're going to talk all things transfer window today. We're going to go through the incomings we saw at the Den, talk about the outgoings, maybe areas in which that, yeah, we thought we may have strengthened and didn't, and then obviously anyone that we thought may have left the club. And we'll just do a bit of a review, mate, and go through, yeah, our kind of thoughts over the whole transfer window. So, yeah, without any further delay, mate, let's go through the incomings that we saw at the Den, first of all. Aaron Connolly, mate, so joined us as our first signing. Came in from Sunderland on a free transfer. When the Lions announced the deal, what were your thoughts, mate? I think I know the answer to that one, but what were your initial thoughts, mate?
Do you know what, mate? Right, I've never changed my mind on a player as quick as I have with this geezer. I was not keen. I was not keen at all because of his off the field stuff. And what have you? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know that he was once an up and coming star for Brighton, wasn't he, when he first come on the scene? But obviously, it sounds like off the field issues has caused him a problem in his career. But apart from his debut, which I thought was horrendous, that like when he come on as a sub, yeah, I was still thinking, oh my god, what have we done here? But the other games, mate, he has been unbelievable, mate, and he was my man of the match. In our last game against QPR, I thought he was brilliant, mate. And the funny thing is, he's the granddad of the group that we've signed because he comes in at 25 years old, mate, which is our oldest signing, Ben. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, mate, if you'd have said things like that to a Millwall fan 2 years ago, you'd have gone, no chance. It'll be the youngest that we would sign, right? But and just turned 25, right? So.
Yeah, 28th of January. Yeah, just turned 25. Just
turned 25. I think it's safe to say that when we go through all these signings, the new Millwall model is well and truly, it's well and truly a thing, right? But yeah, I see. I was the opposite. I'd kind of. I was willing to give him a chance. I remember not you weren't, but I was excited by it because. We as you said, he was very highly touted at Brighton. The hot prospect nature of it, I thought there still must be a player in there. As you mentioned, he's had some off the field issues as well. But mate, technically, I think you can see that there's definitely a player in there. And I'm hoping now that he's sort of found a home with us. As you say, mate, I thought Luton away, I thought he was excellent. I know he missed a penalty, but he showed great feet to even win the penalty. He worked really hard off the ball. For me as a whole, as I don't know what your thoughts were, as a free transfer, I don't think you can do much better than that for us.
Mate, I'd sign him up quickly now. Let's get him on a proper contract, mate. I'm that impressed with him. And also, Ben, he done a Millwall TV interview the other day, and I love the way he come across, mate. Yeah. You know, he like what you just said a minute ago. Yeah, he needs to find a home, and I feel like he's enjoying every second that he's been with us. You know what I mean? Like he made it clear he hasn't played 3 games back to back for like years and years and years, and he was enjoying it. And the impression I got from the Millwall TV interview was he's up for it. He's in a happy place. He likes it. He likes it here. And you know what it's like, mate. You know, if you're happy, you're going to perform a lot better. And yeah, mate, if I had to make a decision after 3 games, I would give him a contract straight away, mate.
Yeah. Obviously, there's been some talk around that contract thing. Like some people are saying he has got an 18-month deal. Some people are saying he's got short term with the option to extend. Yeah. So listen, but I'm well in your camp, mate. I think if it is the short term deal with the option, I'd be triggering that option already. I've seen enough to think that over the next year, 14 months, whatever it might be, yeah, we can there'll be certainly a lot of use for him. And I think for us as a longer term, if he does have a good rest of the year, as another good year next year, we sign him up again. With the pedigree and the background he's had at Brighton, again, mate, he could become a real, I don't want to use that word, a real asset for us moving forward. And he could be a real, he could have some real sell-on value for us. But yeah, for me, what would you rate him out of 10 so far, mate? So as the signing as a whole, free transfer, the performances you've seen, what would you give him out of 10?
I'm giving him a good 8.5, mate. I really am, yeah, 8.5, mate. And also, Ben, he's not only our oldest signing, he's our most experienced signing as well. He's got roughly about 117 first team appearances, which is a lot more when we go through the other players that we've recruited. It's a lot more than the majority of them, mate. So he's our most experienced player, he's our oldest, and I just like what I see from day one, mate. Yeah,
couldn't agree more, mate. And as I've been saying in our group chat, he's well and truly replaced Bradders, mate. And I'm now an Aaron Connolly fanboy.
and mate, if you look at him from behind, he looks like
he's exactly the same. Yeah, he looks exactly the
there
same.
was a picture of him running away, wasn't there, at Luton, and I thought, is that Bradshaw? I know. It's nice.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same. So
basically, thumbs up by both of us on this one.
Absolutely, mate. And I would go. I was going to say 8, but you've beaten me on that with 8.5.
Yeah.
So we'll go with 8.5, mate. So good start for the Lions. Next, we brought in Tristian Crama from Brentford. Obviously, he was on loan at Exeter, mate. My initial thoughts were ticks a lot of the boxes that we were kind of talking about as a club. Young, again, good pedigree, good youth setup down there at Brentford. I know he was signed from a French side, but he'd been at Brentford for a couple of years. Again, by all accounts, I think he was doing really well down in League One with Exeter. They were sad to see him go, and a lot of their fans were sort of saying, yeah, it was only a matter of time. But yeah, what were your thoughts, mate, when we made that signing?
Well, my first thought was, who the hell is this? Do you know what I mean? Never heard of the guy. Never heard of him at all. I think he had another loan. He had a loan at Exeter, and I think he'd done 27 games at Bristol Rovers as well. I heard that at Bristol Rovers he wasn't that great, but like you just said, the Exeter fans, they loved him, mate. Absolutely loved him, didn't they? Yeah. And obviously we have to take into consideration that he's playing out of position. He's not playing in his natural position. I think he has been absolutely brilliant, mate. You know, he's tall, he's aggressive, he's fast, he can pass, he can win headers. This guy here, again, I don't want to use that word that begins with A, but he's only 23.
We're banning it now for the rest of the show.
Yeah. He's 23 years old. Yeah, so obviously he's got best years ahead of him without a shadow of a doubt. And you know, from what we've seen him playing right back, fantastic, mate. Do you know how good he's been? That we haven't really missed Lenny, have we?
No, not at all. And that's saying something. The consistency and quality we've seen of Lenny over the last couple of years, well, he's been excellent, hasn't he? And when he first come on against Cardiff, I was thinking 6'4". He looks like a centre half. He's big, as you said. He's strong, and I thought, God, that they could take advantage of this. But I think his first bit of involvement was him getting down the right hand side and whipping that cross in for Langstaff. And listen, for someone, as you say, mate, that's playing out of position, first sort of step up into the Championship or the level of the Championship, he's been brilliant. Again, the fee, if it's to be believed, is certainly believed to be less than £1 million. There's been some that sort of upwards of 750 I've seen online, some lower than that. It obviously was announced as undisclosed, but again, it just ticks all the right boxes in terms of profile. And as you say, mate, it's been excellent.
He has, mate. And just take Saturday as an example. Again, don't want to sit here and say bad things about Lenny, but I don't remember Lenny creating 2 goals in a game for us. You know, his 2 crosses on Saturday created 2 goals, mate. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Bombing down the right and then getting them crosses in, you know. So he's not only just a good defender, he's good on the attacking side of things as well. He's got a bit more experience. He's had 64 first team appearances across the board, but still relatively inexperienced in it, really, mate. That's what, a season and a half, maybe coming up to 2 seasons worth of games. So
absolutely. And I think the most impressive thing for me, mate, as you say, he's been playing out of position. But I read a news article, I think it came out yesterday or today. They were talking about him playing at right back, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm happy to play there. Keep doing what I'm doing." Obviously, he's long term, and Alex Neil said that after the game Saturday that the long term plan will be to play him at centre half. But as you say, for someone that's come into the side and he's playing out of position, he's been excellent. So Aaron Connolly 8.5, mate. What are we giving Crama?
I'm going 8.5 again, mate. I'm going 8.5 again. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go 9 for Crama, just purely because, as we mentioned there a few times, that he's been playing out of position. But I'm excited by him, mate. I think I don't want to say it, but he's probably going to be that longer term replacement for Tango if he does go in the summer. But listen, I'm really excited by him, mate. He seems like he's fitted in really well, and really good signing. So I'm going to go for a 9.
So Ben, on that note, was there bids for Tango yesterday? Was there bids? Well,
we'll come on to the outgoings later, mate. But we believe that's what's to be believed, right? There were certainly reports out there. Sheffield United were obviously strong. There were strong rumours that they came in. We slapped a £12 million price tag on Tango. So, as far as we know, there were bids. I don't think the club will ever come out and say that there was or weren't. But, I think that was as good as an addition. Well, if not more than one addition, keeping Tango yesterday, mate.
Someone even said West Ham fucking put an offer in. That's cheeky.
Yeah, well, that do you know what? If he had left and gone to a club, they're the only club you don't want him to go to, right?
Imagine that.
Yeah. Wouldn't have gone down well. It wouldn't have gone down well. But anyway, we'll carry on with the incomings, mate. Yeah. One probably not as much to talk about, but maybe we can just touch upon a few points. So AJ Matthews come in, again, one relatively out the blue. No real sort of links with him beforehand. But AJ Matthews coming from Borough, again, an undisclosed fee. A young centre forward, again, good pedigree, playing at England youth level. What were your thoughts there, mate? Obviously one for the future, but general thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, so he is our youngest signing, comes in at 18 years old, and he's only had 2 first-team appearances in his whole career. So I would imagine he is not for now. He's not for now. Might make the odd appearance off the bench, possibly, but it looks like they put him in the under-21 squad today.
I was going to touch upon that.
Yeah.
And the Millwall curse has hit him already. He's played 13 minutes and got taken off.
Yeah, so obviously we don't know what he got taken off for, but that's not a good start. That's not a good start for the young kid. But I think he is a work in progress, mate. So I don't really expect to see much of him this season. Yeah. But then I have seen a few things online that last season there was European clubs looking at him. There was apparently Championship clubs looking at him this season. And a lot of the Borough fans were quite disappointed that he went.
I was just about to say that, mate. It was universal, and there was a couple of days where the Borough fans were joking, weren't they, and saying Millwall have submitted a bid for Middlesbrough because they were quite disappointed with that one. And again, I think it's always a good gauge of when a player leaves a club. I always do look at the comments on social media and just see generally what fans say. And unanimously, they were all pretty disappointed that he'd left. So, as you say, mate, one certainly for the future. I don't expect to see too much of him in the starting lineup or even really in and around the squad, to be fair, mate. I think he's one that's going to go into the development team. But look, again, one of really good pedigree. You're saying there, mate, that a lot of European clubs were looking at him. And he's been playing for England at a schoolboy level or a youth level. So, listen, the pedigree's there, an exciting one for the future. The club in their announcement said he's an old school centre forward. So we'll love that if he is. He seems to be quite excited about being down here as well. So, again, mate, I think it ticks all the boxes. Might be a bit harsh to put an out of 10 rating on it, but what do you reckon? Should we give him a 7 or an 8? Might as well give 8 for potential, mate, I'm going to say.
I can't give him an 8 without seeing him, really. From the feedback, I'll give him a 7. Let's give him a 7.
Let's give him a go 7.
One for the future.
One for the future. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. The fourth player in the door for Millwall was Luke Cundle from Wolves, mate. Undisclosed fee. One that we've known for a couple of years. Certainly played for a couple of championship sides. On loan at Stoke. On loan at Plymouth. Rumoured to be about £1 million plus add-ons in terms of fee. again, mate, from my point of view, a profile, a player that we've known about that just is exciting and one generally I wouldn't have expected us to go after, mate. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Cundle coming in the door, mate?
22 years old. 22 years old. He's got 76 first-team appearances under his belt. So, he is quite experienced at championship level because obviously he's played for Plymouth, he's played for Swansea.
Swansea as well, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, and he's played for Stoke as well. One thing that what made me really want to go after this kid is I heard that he has something ridiculous like 96% passing accuracy or something. For him to like link up with putting some through ball through to the big serve and stuff like that. I was really, really keen to get this one over the line because he's got experience and what a great start on Saturday. I thought he had a little bit of a slow start to the game, but then once he got his goal, I think he come into the game and then I think he was really good, mate. Yeah. And although he's so small and really short, quite aggressive, which I was quite surprised with as well. Like he's done a crunching tackle down on the wing, took one of their players out, and impressed and good age, good experience, an attacking midfielder, fantastic, mate.
Yeah, and that was my next point. So we saw him play in the 10 Saturday, a position that we've been speaking about, crying out for a while. Obviously, we've seen Bangura Williams in there at times. He's played wide as well, but a position that I felt like we really needed to strengthen in. Do you think Cundle's going to be that man for us?
I think so, mate. Listen, I love Bangura Williams, right? I love him. But we're talking about a guy that's played 76 games in the Championship. You're going to have to put him, it's a sad thing to say, you have to put him a little bit ahead of Bangura Williams just purely because of his experience. But hopefully it won't affect Bangura Williams, but he's gonna have to keep performing because there's a lot of attacking players being brought in, isn't there, mate? But I've obviously only seen him in one game. I like what I see, mate. It's definitely a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, again, and profile-wise, I keep mentioning that, but in terms of that sort of youthfulness, that lowering the age of the squad, coming from a good club in the Premier League, Championship experience again. For me, mate, he just ticked all the boxes. Position-wise, we just said we've been crying out for someone in the 10, a creative number 10. He seems to be a very tidy footballer, and hopefully we've got that now. Do want to touch upon that point you mentioned there, mate, on the Bangura Williams thing. I'm hoping with all the players we have brought in, we don't see the likes of Bangura Williams drop down the pecking order too much. But it's nice now that we've got options across that front four and a lot of options at that. So, hopefully he's not sort of a replacement for him, but hopefully it's healthy competition across that front four. Yeah,
definitely, mate. Definitely.
Out of 10 then, mate, what we giving him? I know we've only seen one performance, but the signing again as a whole?
Yeah, I'm probably going between 7.5 and 8, I'm going to give Cundle, yeah.
It's pretty boring, this, mate, because I was going to go 7.5 then. So we're agreeing too much, mate. We're agreeing too much. Right, and now probably the most exciting one, mate. Friday night, we're all sat there, ready to go to bed. And then we pull out a record transfer fee. Camiel Neghli from Sparta Rotterdam. Right winger, 10. Rumoured to be £3.5 million. Where did that come from?
No idea, mate. Like when that emoji came in of the plane landing, I just thought, oh, it's another signing. Another signing has landed, yeah. But I didn't expect someone to come from abroad. Obviously, when the drone starts to zoom in, we're all expecting to see Triple B, Benito.
Well, I was expecting to see Ollie Burt, mate.
Yeah, so like as soon as it zoomed in, I thought, who the fucking is this guy? It was a nice little surprise for everybody, wasn't it, mate?
It was.
And then when they dropped the bombshell that he is our record signing, then everybody's ears pricked up, didn't they? And everyone was like jumping on YouTube, watching the YouTube reels. But yeah, this guy is almost as experienced as Connolly. You know, he's got 100 first team appearances. He's got 41 goals to his name. From a guy who's not a striker, that is bloody decent, Ben, mate. 41 goals for a guy that can play in a 10 or out on the wing. 100 games, that's experience, isn't it, mate? So, one thing that Alex Neil said in his interview, we've got to give him time because this league is not like the Dutch league. He's moving country. He's got to adjust to his teammates and lots of things to adjust to. So I'm not, we've got to give the guy some time. But on paper, it looks exciting, mate. Looks exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, Chris did a show with the Sparta Podatam. I think I'm saying that right. Podcast, and he was quite complimentary. I thought about him, said similar things to you, mate. I hope that we give him time, but a player that they will miss, and been quite a creative outlet for him. I think his record at Sparta has been 10 in 47, something like that. So that's a really good return from as you say, a 10 or an
16 actually. I've got it on my screen. 16 out of 46 in Sparta Rotterdam.
So I mean that's a really good return. And as you said, mate, I don't think there was any Millwall fan that hadn't seen the YouTube clips of him that were flying around the WhatsApp groups. And I tell you what, there was some decent strikes in there. So
there was.
Listen, if there's one thing you can't say is the ambition that we're showing with a signing like that is far exceeding what I expected in terms of signings and incomings, mate. But look, really excited. Can't say I know too much about him or I've heard of him. But hugely exciting, mate. And it's nice. I think he's left-footed, plays on the right wing. So you've got that sort of cutting in, that modern winger. They all cut in now, don't they, from the wing? And listen, we're starting to build a bit of an exciting front four, mate. It'd be nice to see Connolly on the left, Bangor Williams or Cundle in the 10, and Neghli on the right. That's exciting, and what a change from what we've seen in those positions. I don't want to discredit any of the players, but I'd certainly say they're an upgrade in everyone that we've had. So exciting, mate. Again, I know he hasn't kicked a ball yet, but we're giving him a 10 out of 10 just he's our record signing and he's excited.
Mate, from the YouTube reels, we've got to give him a 9.5. Let's give him a 9.5. Give him a 9.5.
Not quite a 10. Not quite a 10. All right, we'll give him a 9.5, mate. Yeah. Good stuff. So number 6, this is going to go on for ages, isn't it? Number 6, Benicio, a Baker-Boaitey. Boaitey?
Yeah.
Boaitey?
Boaitey, yeah. Boaitey.
We'll go with Triple B. Triple B in the door. It was kind of announced a couple of days before it was confirmed by Rich Cowley saying that a bid had gone in, medical. He'd put some stuff out on social media saying goodbye to Brighton, so it was kind of anticipated and expected. But another youngster in the door, mate, again from a very good youth setup in Brighton. Been on loan at Port Vale. I think he's had a bit of a stop-start sort of loan spell down there, a couple of injuries, but again someone from the youth academy level and youth setup from England. So thoughts, mate?
So this one here, he's 21 years old. Shares a birthday with me, I've just realised, which is great. So he's my new favourite player.
New favourite player,
so he's only just turned 21. He's only got 15 appearances, career first team appearances. He's yet to score a goal. There was a little bit of concern, wasn't there, mate? Like in our group, when people started to look him up, and then there was some dodgy reports from Port Vale about injuries and a lot of substitute appearances. And we thought, hold on a minute, we're getting a guy that can't even get in Port Vale's team. But then when you hear what Darren Moore, the manager at Port Vale, was saying, he couldn't speak highly enough of the guy. He said the guy gets you off your feet. He's exciting. He's a game changer. I saw a couple of clips online where he just skins about 3 or 4 guys, just run through the middle of them like an ice skater. I don't think he's going to be coming straight in. I think he's going to be a development player.
Do you think he'll be a development player, do you?
I think so, mate. I think he'll definitely be on the bench. But I don't see him as an immediate starter, mate. But he's absolutely rapid, mate, from the clip that I saw. And I love them, mate. I love these fast, athletic players. So, I think more for the future, him. But I'm excited to get him, mate. I'm excited. Good age, young age, and Do
you know one thing I love, mate, about his incoming video, his announcement video, was how he spoke about him and Romain talking again at England level. And that we'll obviously touch upon Romain leaving later, but if he's still talking to players in that England setup, long may that continue. And if he can continue banging the Millwall drum to get players like that in, then fair play to him. But he seemed again in his interview like he's got a good head on his shoulders. As I say, he come from a really good academy. I think he'd been a couple different academies now. I said that. Am I right in saying that, Angelo? He'd been at Brighton. He'd been.
Yeah, I think he was at West Ham, mate.
Yeah.
And then from West Ham, he went to Porto.
Yeah. So again, look, listen, all good academy setup. So you'd think he's come with a good stock behind him. But look, yeah, an exciting one. Again, probably one to harshly give a rating to, mate. But in terms of excitement and prospect level, we've got to give him the same as AJ Matthews, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah. Do you know what? It says here on my screen, he also had the opportunity to join Bundesliga side Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bloody hell.
Well, I mean, obviously we are a bigger club than both of those sides, so why that's why he's come to us, mate. But listen, again, if those sorts of clubs are after him, then there's obviously a player in there. But another exciting one. Now, probably one that I've seen split the fan base more than most. Number 7 in the door, returning Zack Lovelace from Rangers. I was doing a little bit of digging earlier. Again, another undisclosed fee, but according to the Daily Record, the deal could reach 7 figures, so north of £1 million, which I was surprised about. What were your thoughts on? What are your thoughts, mate, on Lovelace returning? Have you got a problem like some Millwall fans, or are you on the other side, defence with it? And then thoughts on him coming back anyway?
No, I'm really happy he come back, mate. I'm really happy because I think when he left us to go up to Rangers, it wasn't his decision, mate. It was his parents' decision. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to make a decision for the 15-year-old is not going to make that kind of decision. So if the parents were sold the dream, probably decent package, probably a signing on fee for the parents as well. So, I can understand why the parents got sidetracked and got suckered into going up there. But the bottom line is, I watched one of his games when he was up there, mate. He looked bloody good. But he got injured in that game and then was out for ages, mate. Right, he only made 4 first-team appearances for Rangers. Apparently, after his injury, he was smashing it up in the youth development leagues. I think they even won a trophy or something. And again, I'm seeing a lot of Rangers fans not happy that they've allowed him to go. But again, he is so bloody fast, mate. Look at that guy. Is it Saito on Saturday? What he done to Tristian Crama? We haven't got players that can do that, and now we're bringing them in.
We have now, mate. We've got loads.
We've got loads of them now. We've got absolutely loads of them. So it's a thumbs up from me, mate. And again, from his interview on Millwall TV, he genuinely looked happy to be back, mate. It was almost like I'm coming back home. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to begrudge him for leaving us because I know that wasn't his decision. That was his parents, mate. And you can't give a kid stick for a decision that his parents made. So I'm backing him again, Ben. I don't know if we're going to see him straight in the first team. I really
that was my next question, mate. Did you see him in the squad? Did you see him going into development league? What? Do you think he'll be around the first team?
Yeah. Again, he's only just turned 19. Yeah, and in his career, he's got 8 appearances, mate. He's got no first-team goals, but I think he will probably be one of the first off the bench, I would say, especially when like centre half's a little bit tired and they get the Roadrunner coming on, I think that would be...
Which one?
But yeah, it's a thumbs up from me, mate, and I look forward to seeing him develop and play. But again, I don't think he's going to be a first-team starter, not straight away.
Yeah, I agree. I'm certainly with you. I didn't have a problem with him leaving for Rangers. Again, let's be honest, it's Rangers. They're a big club. I know Scottish football has its criticism, and rightly so, but Rangers are a bigger club. Like all the things you said there, mate, he probably got chucked a load of money. His family did as well. So I've got no problem with with that decision with him moving up there. The only thing I will say, mate, is the fee. That surprised me when I'd heard the rumours or all the talk about him coming back, because he was out of contract in the summer. But I thought it was going to be just we were going to then sign him back on a free transfer ultimately. And I was thinking, well, yeah, he's gone up there. We got our compensation for him, and we're going to get him back on a free transfer. But that's the only thing I will say is the fee. Now, obviously, there's potential there. Again, he was very highly thought of. No one wanted to let him go.
Do you know what we got for him?
That's the only thing.
Ben, do you know what we got for him when the tribunal set the fee?
No.
I had whispers of like 250 or...
Yeah, I was going to say normally it is around that mark for when they go through tribunal. So, yeah, again, yeah, I'd imagine, look, it says that can reach north of a 7-figure fee. So there's going to be a lot of add-ons, I would imagine, in there. I'd imagine Rangers maybe even got a sell-on percentage in there if we do obviously progress him and sell him on. For me, look, another exciting one. I actually think we will see a bit more of him, mate, more than maybe Triple B. I think we'll see more of Lovelace in and around that first team squad. Just to quote my old man, because I know he'll be gutted if I don't. We saw him at Blackpool all those years ago, and he had feet that were bigger than him. So my dad said, I hope he's grown into his boots.
He had a funny little run about him. He doesn't run like a normal player, does he?
No. Yeah. But again, another tricky sort of wide player that we've got. I think he played down the middle as well a couple of times for Rangers. So versatile again across that front four, mate, and an exciting one. And last but not least, number 8. I can't believe I'm saying that. I didn't think we'd be going through 8 signings, mate. But number 8, Zack Sturge, loan deal, left back from Chelsea. I was asleep when it happened last night, so woke up to it. A position again, we needed some reinforcements in, mate. Thoughts? I don't suppose we know too much about him, do we, really?
No, we know he's 20 years old, mate. He's had 18 first-team appearances for Peterborough in League One. So at least he has played a bit in men's football, but 18 games is not a lot. So it's a similar situation to the Liverpool lad. It's a scandal, isn't it? That just got injured. You know, he's not got a lot of experience, but we needed someone. I said, my son was saying that he might be able to play right back as well. I don't know, but he's predominantly a left back. And it looked like, mate, according to the Millwall TV thing, there was a last-minute decision. He only heard about it himself yesterday, the player said. So I don't know if we had other people lined up that didn't happen in the defensive side. Because I know like a lot of people were panicking, like, we're getting all these lovely forwards, but what about the defence? So, something tells me he wasn't our first choice, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'd probably agree there, mate. But look, again, another player that's come from a decent side in the Premier League, something that we've been crying out for years, or there's certainly been talk about, isn't there, Angelo? Why are we not getting these Premier League youngsters? Why are we not getting these players on loan? Well, look, you can't say we haven't done that now. Crama's come from Brentford, Luke Cundle's come from Wolves, BBB's come from Brighton, Zack's come from Chelsea. So listen, we've certainly gone and done that now. We'll have to wait and see with Sturge. But I'm the same as you, mate. I do get that feeling he may not have been first choice, but a youngster, he's obviously going to be quick, athletic from what I've seen. Again, I need a few clips online, but one that relatively happy with, I guess, mate.
Surprisingly, mate, very, very tall for a left back, mate. 6'2". For a left back, that's tall, isn't it, mate?
It is. Well, we've got 6'4" on the other side.
Have we got another guy that could be a threat at corners, mate? 6'2". You know? That can only help having another tall guy in from when we launch them corners in, mate. So absolutely. I hope that Neghli can take a corner or a free kick, mate, as well.
I'd imagine having a look at his clips, mate, that I saw one goal that he scored that was a well-worked free kick that got knocked back to him. So I'd imagine, he will be. We have been crying out for a very good set-piece taker for a while, haven't we? So, hopefully he can. Mate, that wraps up all of the incomings. Again, can't believe I'm saying it, but the 8 that have joined us in this window. Was there anyone or any positions there that you thought we would have gone after, or a position you thought we might have strengthened in? And obviously, final thoughts on all the incomings?
Yeah, I'm just surprised we didn't bring a couple of defenders in, mate, to be honest with you. Maybe a right back. I just saw, just before we started recording this, someone posted in our group, Lenny's looking at end of March. So that's still like 7 weeks away, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised they didn't bring in another right back. But do you know one thing I'd like to say, Ben, about these 8 players? There was loads of people posting these funny things that we're going to play like a 1-1-9 Almost.
Here we are, mate. We'll beat you 7-6. That's what we're going to start.
Yeah. Do you know the funny one was that our only defender was Tanganga, and then everyone else was up front. But in all seriousness, right, there's only 4 of these players that I think are going to be starters, right? That's Connolly, that's Tristian Crama, that's Luke Cundle, and that's our record signing Neghli. Yeah. So I know we've signed 8, and everyone's going, "Oh bloody hell, it was too many." And there's only really 4 of them that I can see in the first couple of weeks.
In the first team now.
Yeah. And then the rest is going to be off the bench, isn't it, mate? You know, these other youngsters. So again, I don't want to diss these loyal players that we've had. You know, like your Honeymans, your Watmores, and whatever. But you know, these 4, let's call them the 4. I'd imagine they're going to be ahead of Honeyman and Watmore, and but you still need your Honeymans, mate. You know, with the experience and the know-how, you know, to come on and like he has been doing. Alex Neil's been using him to come on and help close the games off. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure these guys are gold dust on the training ground as well, mate. You know, with all these youngsters, giving them all their experience and all that. So, you know, I'm not dissing them. You know, we still need them, mate. But I just don't think they're going to be starters anymore, are they?
Yeah, and again, listen, I think that just shows the progression and the direction that we're now going in as a club. And to now be able to say that those sorts of players may be dropping down to sort of squad players, it's only a good thing. And as I said earlier, that competition now that we're going to have up the pitch, which in recent years we certainly haven't had at all, is now the depth there is quite phenomenal, really. So, listen, there's a lot of youngsters in there. We've got to give them time. It's worth saying that as well. But look, everything we've mentioned in terms of the clubs they've come from, the youth setups they've played in, the national teams that they've been involved with, they're all exciting. They're all the right sorts of signings. And look, hopefully, even if only a couple of them work out and they progress, then I would say that's a job well done. But mate, as an incoming group, as we said at the top of the show, I mean, I can't remember a transfer window like it. So exciting times ahead, mate. Exciting times ahead.
Exciting and so much pace, and it's just an upgrade, isn't it? Do you know what? We've literally stepped up a level in the quality of players that we're bringing in, you know, which is exciting, mate. It's exciting, but you know, for all the guys thinking, "Oh my God, we're going to fit all 8 of them in," we're not. We've got to fit 4 of them in. In my opinion, we've got to fit 4 of them in. RBW might not play every game, but you know, I'm sure he'll still be involved, and I want him to be involved, mate. I really do. But yeah, it's exciting, mate. It looks like we're gonna have goals in us, Ben. Do you know what I mean? You know, we've had a great defence. All we need, right, is that little bit of luck, touch wood, that we get no more injuries at the back, because we've got an excellent defence. There's no two ways about it, And with this excitement going forward, mate, HMS playoffs, is that?
HMS Pistol League, mate. That's what I'm going with. But no, as I say, mate, really exciting. And looking forward to the rest of the season now, which is not often being said after a transfer window with us. But look, that wraps up the incomings, mate. We will just touch upon the outgoings. I know not a huge amount, and that's probably something that we'll talk about now. But look, the one that snowballed this, we'll just touch upon it. Obviously, SA leaving, he's got the money in for the club. We've now been able to do this and buy all these players, get these players in. One that was on the cards for a while, but you were a little bit surprised it happened in January over the summer, mate.
What SA?
Yeah,
I think it was always going to happen in January. I really do, mate, because it literally, the Friedman was at every one of our games, wasn't he, mate? It was. But you know something, Ben? Right, we're all gutted that SA left, but mate, with all these players that we've been managed to get because of SA, because of our academy team and all the people that are involved in it, right? I think I would have swapped it. I would have swapped SA for all of this, wouldn't you?
It was something that I always said, mate, and yes, 100%. That I've always said that we were never going to realise SA's potential in terms of how good he might be, but it was always going to allow us to do something like what we've done here. Yeah. And look, whilst we haven't spent all of that 14.5 million, you've got to remember there'll be agent fees, our wages now would have gone up, I would imagine, with all these players, not just because of the number of, but the quality of. The wages would have gone up. So, yeah, I was always in favour of sell someone like that, even with Fleming to some extent, mate. You could argue he was the one that started it. but yeah, that to me, you sell someone for a real big value or big value in our terms, and it allows you to go and do this, add 4, 5, 6 or 8, in this case, players to the squad, not only for immediate impact, but for the future. So yeah, I would 100% have always swapped it.
It's like I know that we're all excited at the moment. We're excited because we've had 3 wins on the trot as well. We're 4 points off the playoffs, and if these exciting players can somehow scrape us into the playoffs, mate, can you imagine finishing in the playoffs, mate, all because of SA? And then you never know what can happen in the playoffs, mate. It's exciting, and it's sad. Like I said, sad to see SA go, but I would have taken this deal, mate. I would have definitely taken it. Yeah,
absolutely. A couple more exits from the first team. Tom Bradshaw left to Oxford. One that I probably all could agree on, mate. Obviously, I was the most sad Millwall fan to see him go, but one that we could agree on was probably about the right time. I didn't necessarily see him reuniting with Gary Rowett, but again, probably a move that ticks all the boxes. We got a fee for him, which I thought was incredible. I thought he would leave on a free, but yeah, we saw Bradshaw leave, mate. One you expected.
Yeah. Listen, thank you for your service. That's all I'd say to Bradshaw. But he was starting to struggle with the injuries, lost a yard of pace, wasn't scoring, was he, mate? His scoring record was pretty bad last 18 months. So I think it's the right thing for everybody, mate. Yeah. I think that was a good move by the club.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, mate, it was one definitely thanks for the service. I thought he was excellent at times for us, but one that we just had to move on from. And yeah, as I say, probably ticked all the boxes in terms of outgoings. We saw Adam Mayer go on loan to Bromley. One that, again, there was a lot of talk about him going on loan. Angelo, was you expecting to see him leave?
He's a funny one, isn't it, mate? Because he hasn't got into a rhythm at all with us, has he, mate? It's injury. He had a long injury. Then he'd play one game. Then he'd disappear again. I think it's for the best, mate. Let's send him out, get regular game time, keep an eye on him, see how he develops. And I know he started off with a loss, but he made his debut against Bromley against Grimsby on Saturday. Let's just let him finish the season there, keep an eye on him, and then make a decision in the summer, isn't it?
Yeah, a player that I've liked, one that I was hoping, having not known what we were doing in this transfer window, that might have been in and around the squad. But I think it's good for him. Go and get some game time, go and get some confidence after the injury. Hopefully he comes back again. Look, he's got age on his side, right? He's still a young player, so a lot of time to develop. He's one that I like for the future, Angelo. I would like to see. I hope he does well at Bromley. I hope he comes back, and if we're not in the promised land, you never know. Then he might he might be in around that squad next year. So one that I thought was definitely going to leave on loan. It's probably worthwhile touch on the other loanees. Obviously, George Evans, youngster, and Connolly left out on loan to National League sides. Probably not worth touching on those guys too much, but wish them well in their loan spells. Connell Truman left on a free transfer, mate, as well. So that was it in terms of outgoings. Was there anyone else you probably expected to leave in the window, mate?
What's the plan with Daniel Kelly? What's the plan with Alfie Massey? The thing with always attacking players is that the main core of the midfield is still going to be Denor and Saville. But mate, I'll put it out there now, right? I'm more than happy for Honeyman to play central midfield, mate. To me, that's his position. Do you know what I mean? I'm more than happy for him to step in a few games and give Sav a rest. But I've got to say, mate, Sav, since Alex Neil's come in, has been fucking good, mate. I've really been impressed with Sav. Ever since he's done his stupid lying down on the floor episode, the last 3 games, I thought he's been fantastic, mate. Really do. Let's use Honeyman in the centre midfield now. Now that we've got all these exciting, fast wingers, Massey. See, Massey and Kelly probably could have done with a loan, I'd imagine. Don't you?
I was surprised we didn't see one of them go.
Yeah,
I really was. For you, I think now the squad's got bigger. I think we want to make sure that we're seeing these guys get some game time. That's just now going to be a little bit harder, obviously, given the size of the squad. I know these all play in different positions in terms of the incomings, but I was surprised you didn't see one of Massey or Kelly leave on loan. I totally agree with you on Honeyman, mate. I think I would like to see him play deeper now. He's got a lot of energy still. Yeah, I think in the two sort of holding, I almost feel like now, mate, those two holding midfielders, where we like to critique them, should we say, and say they don't get their goals, they don't get their assists. It's almost now give it to the front four and let them do it. Just let them do it, because they're all creative players and they've got that goal scoring record now. You almost don't need those two central midfielders to do that. So yeah, for me, 100% agree. I would happily drop Honeyman back in there. And as I say, I totally agree on Massey and Kelly not getting a loan. I was surprised to say that one of them didn't leave. So that was all the outgoings, mate. So yeah, mate, we'll wrap it up. We've been on for 45 minutes. Final thoughts, mate? Final thoughts?
Mate, everyone was slagging Steve Gallen off, he was getting a lot of heat from the fans, right? But his first transfer window, I would say he's done very, very well, mate. He's done very, very well. Better than what I thought he would do, you know?
Yeah, again, mate, I didn't see us having this in the locker. I didn't see Gallen pulling it out of the bag. I didn't see us bringing this many in. I was going to be I will be quoted to say I thought we'd only get one or two in permanently. Fucking hell, we've done a few more than that. So, listen, really exciting time. Fair play to the club. They've done a great job at, not just recruiting for now, but for the future as well. Hugely exciting times, mate. So,
yeah, because just to wrap it up, Ben, I genuinely believe it's 4/5 for now, these players.
Yeah.
And then maybe 3/4 for the future, you know?
Yeah.
But every single one of them, bar probably AJ Matthews, could break into the first team, mate. You know, every single one of them. You know, if they produce and do the business, mate.
Exactly. And probably, mate, the most surprising thing, like I said earlier, the fact that we didn't see Ollie Burke return on loan. But what a nice place to be in now as Millwall fans, where we don't have to worry about being linked with Kiefer Moore or getting Ollie Burke back on loan. So, yeah.
And also, like, Rowett used to go and get all these old mates, didn't he? Oh, come to Millwall. You know, we haven't seen Alex Neil do that at all. You know, these are ultimate recruitment team, you know? So.
They are. And as I say, look, exciting times ahead, mate. Obviously, big game Saturday. It'd be nice to see a few of these in. I think Crama's cup tied. Connolly's cup tied.
Yeah.
So you might see a couple. We certainly might see Neghli play. A couple of the other young lads might come in. So yeah, let's see what they're made of.
Yeah,
what a place to start away at Leeds. So chuck them in the deep end. But mate, thank you very much for joining me today. All the listeners, if you've made it to 47 minutes, I should have said it at the start of the show, but please do like, subscribe. We're doing this for a fantastic cause this year. The numbers and the support has been amazing. But look, if you could send this to a Millwall friend, a Millwall family member, it will be greatly appreciated. And we'll see you on the next one.
And we'll see you at Wembley.
Bye for now.
See you later.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.